Today, my friends, I have for you a breakdown guide to Hybrid for the spring update. So now this is going to be an updated guide to it. We're going to be showing you guys this with the super wall breakers and a Yeti bomb in order to show you guys a couple variations of this very simple attack strategy. So we're going to be doing a step-by-step process for this first example. This base design is going to basically be get hit by this. So we're going to do a step-by-step process to teach you guys this strategy a little bit better. So you guys can feel free to copy the army composition. It is right here on the screen. But don't worry, we're going to have it down in this box right down here, if I can get that right. We're going to have it in that box right there. So don't worry, we will still have it for the last 3 examples, but I want you guys to learn the steps from it. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to teach you guys this strategy. So this is going to be the first example, the first of 4 examples, and we want to sort of break it down a lot easier for you guys to sort of understand. Now remember, this is going to be base identification, so every base design is going to be different. So first of which, if you don't have access to the siege barracks, I would highly recommend you guys use a Yeti bomb. We're going to take a look at that next, but we're also going to take a look at this still with the siege barrack, but we're going to take a look at it with some super wall breakers. So if you want to bring a Yeti bomb, if you don't have access to a siege barracks, or if you don't have a Town Hall 13 in your clan, then I would definitely say try to at least use a Yeti bomb. It is going to help you a lot more. Now, with that being said, the biggest thing that you're looking for is going to be the defensive CC. This is going to be the big thing that you want to take out. Now, it's going to mostly, of course, it's the enemy CC troops. So you want to make sure that you are scouting the base and taking a look at where is that radius. And that's when you want to assume, okay, in that radius, where are defenses placed? So, for instance, we see this like big channel here. So, let's say, for instance, we want to narrow this down to something that like this for the miners and the hogs to go in right here. So if we want to do that, let's keep that line there. So what we want to do is we want to walk our queen here. This is basically what we want her to do. We want her to charge into this area in order to sort of get a lot of value, is what I'm trying to say. So stuff like the multi-infernos, the wizard towers, the expos, those are going to help. Especially, pulling up any traps like skeleton traps. So realistically, that's what we want to do. So we want to make sure that we're setting the funnel here with the king, and then we're going to be going down this way with the siege barracks. So that is going to be the sort of designed process. So of course, step 1 is just scouting the base, but 2, starting off your queen charge. You got to make sure that you are creating a funnel, so we're going to see 2 loons being dropped in and then a baby dragon. So that's going to clear up this section. That's going to allow our queen to walk here. Then we're going to drop in our king right here. Now, she may still work her way towards there, but once she takes out these structures here, she's going to finally work her way in with the jump and charge her way into the base, dealing with enemy CC, enemy queen, and now you've sort of created one side of the funnel. So we're going to play that just to show you guys what's going on here. So you'll see we have 2 loons. We're going to drop both of those loons, hopefully to weaken up the cannon. That way the queen doesn't, walk in that direction. So you'll see that we are going to use that baby dragon to clear that up. It won't be enough to take out that last builder hut, but you'll see that now we sort of cut off that funnel because now she's walking this direction. Now you'll see he used a fat finger to heal. He meant to use a rage spell there, so that was kind of a little bit funny there, but definitely still, sometimes that's going to happen. Try to adjust on the fly with it. Try to get more value than you thought you were just looking for. What you'll see right here is that we have the king moving here. We pop his ability so that then he doesn't steal the healers. So as we're moving that direction, queen is going to move here. It may look like she is going to move onto the outside, but thanks to the king creating just enough pathing, that is going to allow us to get our queen into the base right here. So you guys can see how it's working. Super simple, right? It's really not that difficult. That could have been a failed charge, but realistically you can see how he was able to fix it, what the identification was there, what was the plan B if it didn't happen. So you'll see right here, we have the siege barracks going in. Don't have access to it, then I would definitely say try to take a look at an area like, for instance, let's say we wanted to get rid of that multi-inferno compartment. We drop it right here. That's all we have to do. So you just got to take a look at those minuscule things. If you don't have a siege barracks or you don't have access to them, then what is the next best thing? Definitely getting rid of a multi-inferno at Town Hall 11 is critical with the Yeti bomb. There's no point to go for the Town Hall. It doesn't have a giga aspect to it. So you'll see right here is that we are using that queen charge to get as much value as possible. She is going to die out, but you'll see that we created that perfect area for our miners and our hog riders. So you'll see that now everything is going to move right into the eagle compartment. So that is sort of the idea of what I was trying to mention at the beginning. So now we're going to let it play through. Heal spells, as far as heal spells go, you should try to use them over things where you want to protect them the most. So I'll keep these sort of in line. So you'll see we had one heal here, and then we're gonna have another heal around the outer area, but you'll see that we used the Grand Warden's ability a little bit later on. So this is where that second heal was. So we noticed that we had the Grand Warden's ability in the core around like sort of the end of the base a little bit. But the idea with the Grand Warden ability is you want to protect the miners and the hog riders as much as possible. So realistically, wait until they're taking a ton of heavy fire. That is when you're going to use your Warden ability. But you'll see with the two heal spells and how they were placed, used to protect those hogs and miners. More specifically, the hog riders, they really need that a lot more. Miners, of course, do need it as well, but not nearly as much. So definitely, this gives you guys your first example. I know I kind of trailed on a little bit for 7 minutes, but with that being said, let's go ahead and move on into a couple more examples that we have here for you guys with this strategy. So with that out of the way, that 7 minute, it was really long and I understand, but that one example is just so good in order to break it down. So what we've got here for you guys is a Yeti bomb. Here is an example of really what I was trying to mention before, or in the last example. If you don't have access to a siege barracks, this is your next best option. You're going to use this to create the funnel on the inside of an area. More specifically, you're looking for an inferno. I already saw this base getting hit by an electron or an electron lalo, so seeing this base again, kind of a little bit funny, but here is what I want to explain to you guys with this. We have to look at where the town hall is, and then we realistically have to take a look at the best possible entry point for it. So with that being said, we know where the town hall is. So if we place it maybe right here, we'll get right into that multi-inferno compartment, and we're going to be able to use that Yeti bomb. So that was my whole sort of spiel on talking about the Yeti bomb. You can still do this. It's using one Yeti and 2 Valkyries. So you are going to be using only one Yeti, but one Yeti can still clear up defenses. So what you'll see from here is we're going to drop in a maybe 1 to 2 Coco Loons. You're going to see that's the reason why we bring balloons in non-Lalo attacks. Or really, yeah. So Coco Loons are obviously going to be something that you really want to try and learn. So you'll see from here, we are going to be luring out the enemy CC. In this case, this was a Lalo CC. So if you're seeing a damage CC, this works even better. Or even an E-Drag CC, that this works even better. So you'll see with the Yeti Mites, they're actually going to do a lot of damage to those defenses. And you'll see that what's going on is they are creating that funnel on that side. So you'll see that right here, all the buildings that the queen can target are on the outside, and you've already created sort of a funnel that looks a little bit like this. So you're already clearing out this section right here, which is a pretty good portion of the base. So you'll see that what we're doing is we are going to be using, we have a, that hidden Tesla that is a troll Tesla right over there. That's fine. What we're seeing from here is a solid example of, you can see right here, we're just doing a chart or a walk. So the difference between the first and this example is that this one is a walk, not a charge. So that means that we can use the king instead of a siege barrack to create that funnel. You'll see again we have another troll Tesla, but that won't be too hard to deal with. This was a fresh attack, I believe, so this is definitely a little bit different. So you'll see from here, we're popping the king ability, but you'll see that he isn't going to get super deep into there. He is going to fall short, but he is going to create just enough of a funnel for our miners and our hog riders. Now, you may have already noticed right here, we're popping it really early. Why is that? We are trying to protect them as early as possible. That's going to allow ourselves to get the most out of our miners and our hog riders, especially since we don't have to burn a heal at the beginning. So, you guys can see as we're moving through this example, you can notice the heal spells are being used to protect those hog riders. Not so much with the miners, but if the miners go with them, then that's still even better. You'll see that we have an extra heat or an extra rage. We decide to use that with the hogs and the miners. They get a lot of value from that, and that is really all said and done. So this is a really, really simple way of using this strategy, using a Yeti bomb. As far as I can say with you guys, if you're looking to use something like this, then it is definitely going to be something that I would highly recommend you guys try to do. Now, of course, I understand this one was another pretty long one after, the other one. So don't really worry about that too much. We're going to look at another example, this time using super wall breakers. Now, very similar to the previous or the first example, we're seeing this with a siege barracks. So if you don't have access to it, a Yeti bomb is definitely going to be very helpful. So what we see from here, though, is that the reason that we're using a siege barrack, there is no value for a Yeti bomb in terms of this base. So instead, we're going to go ahead and use the queen charge with super wall breakers. Notice that we only have two, and you're going to see the power of them very soon. So, with that being said, this is very similar, but we don't need a jump. This is really where you guys can really be creative about how you guys do your attacks. Do you want to bring a jump? Are you used to that? Or are you used to the super wall breakers? So you'll see that what we're doing is we are using the baby dragon here to create this side of the funnel for the queen. And then after this, you'll see that we're using the king over here as well to sort of clear that section. Now you'll see one wall breaker went in. You'll see another one going in a little bit later too, just in order to sort of make sure that we have the wall breakers going in. And you'll see the super wall breaker instantly going to break that wall and open it up to the eagle compartment. Look at that value right there. 2 super wall breakers, 16 housing space, opens up literally just enough for the queen to create that funnel. So you'll see that now what we've got is we have now been able to clear that section and see this. Basically, that is what our pathing is. Now remember, we're still looking for the enemy CC. So the reason that we entered into that area was because we wanted to make sure that we were getting value from the eagle and we weren't just charging into the king and 2 expos. Too risky to say the least. So you'll see right here is that we have the wizards and the P.E.K.K.A from that siege barrack, and as everything is moving in, the hog riders, the miners, everything is going in, we've got the heal spell for them. Notice that we're not popping the Grand Warden's ability, and we'll talk about that as well. With each of these examples, it's really good to showcase the Grand Warden ability. Right here, you'll see that we need to use it because we want to protect those miners and hog riders, especially since they're being hit a lot via the cannon and the multi-inferno, the expos, all that damage. But you'll see, realistically, nothing's really changed with this strategy from post pre-update and post-update, realistically, this strategy is still strong. So, with that being said, that gives you guys a third example of using this strategy. And man, I just really enjoy seeing this strategy, especially seeing the use of the super wall breaker. That's definitely something different, and you guys can see it in action. And I've been seeing it a little bit more at Town Hall 12, but let's take a look at one last example to teach you guys this strategy. So we're going to take a look at one more example, this time as well, using the super wall breakers. So let's see what the attacker can do with the super wall breakers. Again, remember that when you're using the super wall breakers, you are using it to charge in. No need to worry about a multi-inferno or worrying about small bombs being on the outside. All you have to do is worry about funneling in your queen. That's it. That's all you have to do. Sounds very simple, right? Like, this just makes charges so much easier. No need for jump. Like, this has got you covered. It has such a larger boom radius. It really is going to, it's really going to allow you to create a funnel super easy. So, or, well, you know, charge in to the base, very easy. So you'll see right here is that we've got a Tesla farm here, but you'll see from what the attacker is doing is he's using that one wall breaker, and look at that, guaranteed wall break. You'll see that, boom, it got you into 2 compartments. Like that, super easy. You'll see that the king is going to go down, but it's going to allow us to get into the base. So you'll see that right here, we're going to be dropping in the rage, keeping the queen alive. So that's going to be the idea. We try to keep our queen alive through this. Remember that all the steps still apply. Looking for the CC, but we're also looking to create pathing. So you'll see that right here, we're going to be using that in order to sort of allow ourselves to get in. You can see that we used our second one right there, but I believe that it died out before it could bust open the wall. But that's fine, because we've now created that pathing that we needed to. We can now send our hogs and stuff into the base like this, and they're just going to work their way in. Even though it seems pretty wide, that's why we're going to be popping the ability in order to protect them underneath that eagle. So that, or, well, over the warden, but definitely allowing them to protect it against that eagle. So you'll see that as everything is moving in, we're using the heal spells, keeping them alive. That's going to be one of the ideas that you got to, you know, that hopefully you guys sort of cement into yourself when you're seeing this being used in all of these replays. But it really gives you guys a solid approach to this strategy. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, something a little bit different, and I thought I might as well make a hybrid video after the update hit, seeing the super wall breakers being used. It's really strong. Now, of course, the other super wall breaker one I think was a lot better. It was a lot deeper into the base and got a lot more value than this one, but still got something. Broke into 2 compartments, that's really good. So using this, remember that you want to make sure that you are getting the most out of your hybrid. So with that being said, I hope that this kind of goes through a really, like, you know, like an ultimate guide to hybrid. So I hope that this sort of made it easier for you guys to understand. Definitely there's some things that you're going to have to look for on your own. I will be making a Yeti bomb video in the future, so definitely that's going to be one of the videos if you're a little bit more confused on that. I will be doing a siege barrack guide later on as well as a kill squad guide, which is going to be first. But with that being said, guys, that is going to do it for the video. Remember to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys don't miss any content that's coming to the channel, and also to join the Corrupt fam. Also, feel free to also go ahead and let me know in the comments below, do you guys want me to do a super troop guide? So on each of these super troops that have been released so far. Also, feel free to also join any of the clans I cover. All the discords are in the description, so feel free to go ahead and see on whether or not you have what it takes to join a league clan like Exit Sanity. So definitely feel free to go ahead and just join any of those discords. Feel free to also go ahead and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. And also, don't forget to join my community Discord. And with that being said, guys, that's going to do it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Corrupt, signing out.